What effect do you think it's likely to have this year? There was obviously the debate last night between Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis. Donald Trump didn't participate. Can Iowa change the political mood music for this election year for the Republicans, or has Donald Trump got it all sewn up, and actually, with a minus 12 degree Fahrenheit temperature outside, should people stay at home on Monday night?
It's going to be very cold and very snowy in Iowa on Monday night. And, for months now, I think it's been pretty clear that Donald Trump holds such a commanding lead in the state that he's likely to win by just a huge margin. Having said that, one of the mythologies of the Iowa Caucus over its 50 years as first in the nation has been that sometimes it's not the actual results that matter. Sometimes it's the results relative to expectations. So a candidate can outperform expectations or they can underperform expectations. If Donald Trump, for example, were to underperform expectations, then even if he wins, it might not be a great night for Donald Trump. If Nikki Haley or Ron DeSantis were to significantly outperform expectations, if one of them, for example, were to get to 25 or 30% of the caucus vote on Monday night, that would be the story out of Iowa, that there could be a viable alternative to Donald Trump. So it's really about building momentum, and kind of subsequent states will look to the results in Iowa to determine whether or not someone is a viable candidate going forward.
And Trump particularly needs to perform well because he's really invested in Iowa this time, hasn't he? Last time, 2016, he didn't win in Iowa. This time he seems determined to do well. So any underperformance would be a difficulty for him in a campaign that so far seems to have been going all guns blazing.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. Donald Trump is known for his big campaign rallies, which is a complete anomaly in Iowa caucus politics. We do the small, intimate gathering of voters at the diner. Donald Trump hasn't been very good at that mechanism of retail campaigning, and part of that is just simply based on his celebrity. And in this cycle, a lot of that is based on his security. It's really hard for Donald Trump with the security detail that he has. It's hard for him to stop by and have a piece of pizza. It's hard for him to attend a church service, right? You don't get to do that. Hillary Clinton actually faced a very similar problem in Iowa. People forget that Donald Trump lost in Iowa. He came in second in 2016, and by any account, he will win in 2024. He will win big, but again, if he comes in anything less than where he's polling right now, which is at about 47%, then I think it's, that's a problematic outcome for him. It indicates that there may be some weakness. Nonetheless, he's an incredibly strong candidate in the Republican Party. I think he'll win the Iowa caucus, and I expect he'll win the nomination.
Well, thank you very much for your insights, Professor. I shall certainly be glued to the television set early Tuesday morning London time to see who's won. Thank you very much.
Of course, it's my pleasure.